YouTube and Snapchat and Rumble and fuck, shake your tits and swing your ducks. It's another magical Friday, kids. So here's another ball-jingling episode of your favorite internet sensation with Libation and Friday Wrap-Up. Before we get tonight's show kicked off, I want to tip my hat to tonight's Libation. To keep with the holidays tradition, it's a nice chilly day. This is a nice way to ease into your evening. I'm using a cinnamon apple hot toddy. Delightful. How do you make it? Very simple. You take some apple cider, you put it in a heat-safe mug, warm it up in a microwave. You add about 1.5 fingers to 2 fingers of Jack Fire. You don't have Jack Fire, use some Jack Daniels and cinnamon simple syrup. Give it a good stir, and salud, to drink up and be somebody. That is lovely. Warm, sweet, appley. Just a delightful winter cocktail to get your Friday off to a good start. So, what a fucking week. As you can see, we're back in the North Pole Southeast, okay, where we'll spend the remainder of December. So, just to change up the scenery, give it a little bit more of a holiday atmosphere. What else? So, people are getting fucking dumber as the year winds down. I don't know why it surprises me. Every fucking year it's the same bullshit. People just get dumber as the year starts to convalesce. Like the press went fucking crazy the other day. They were saying that Trump is dying, he's slowing down, he's getting too old because he went one day without a press conference. One fucking day. Biden went 8 months without a press conference. His staff never saw him. He fell walking up a fucking flight of stairs, and they said, he's in the best shape ever. Trump, who for an 80-year-old man could run fucking circles around most people a third of his fucking age, goes one day without a press conference, and right away they're like losing their fucking shit. Can you imagine this bullshit now? Seriously? So, he, of course, gave a press conference to address it, and he's like, everybody says I'm slowing down. I had an MRI, I had a perfect examination. Okay? He's like, I'm sharper now than I was 25 years ago. Maybe one day something will happen. He's like, it happens to all of us, but not today. He's like, and even saying because Biden didn't do a fucking, he didn't do a presser for 8 weeks, and nobody had a problem with it. So he pretty much threw the fucking press under the bus. That's just fucking stupid. Speaking of stupidity, I went to Target last night. I had to pick up a couple of things, and I walked past the Christmas aisle, and it empty, like it was just bare. I mean, what the fuck? It's 1 week after Thanksgiving, and literally all the Christmas shit is gone. Like, what the fuck happened? So, I don't know whether they were going to restock this. Like, what if this is the time most people, unless you're one of these like lunatics that's planning for Christmas in August, okay? But this is the time of year when you go buy Christmas shit, right? Like, what if you want to pick up some ornaments or some lights or whatever the fuck? Gone. Like, just fucking gone. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. Anyway, drug runners, drunk animals, sounds like your typical Friday night. Hang on to something, baby. This one's going to get rocky. Okay, kids, get your tickets out. We're about to hop onto that maniacal, magical express of the mayhem and fuckery. The crazy train's about to leave the station. What? Woo! First stop, Washington, D.C. Well, we got a lot to talk about in the nation's capital this week. So Trump has been hunting down drug runners. And using military force on them. Years ago, the way, for years, not even years ago, for years, the way we would combat this is the Coast Guard would try to catch these drug runners as they're coming into port. Stop them, board the ships, arrest the fucking drug runners, confiscate the drugs, and then prosecute them and go through the whole thing. By Trump declaring them terrorists, which I don't understand why this was never done. You don't need a declaration of war to use military force on terrorists, okay? The military's at the president's disposal, and he has no problem fucking unleashing them. So, anyhow, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth authorized the strike on a bunch of drug runners utilizing the Navy, and they fucking they blew up they shot at a drug boat. So they crippled the boat. Anyway, the drug runners dove off, then they climbed back on. They were trying to salvage the drugs. So the admiral in charge of the operation, so it goes the Secretary of War, then there was Admiral Bradley, Vice Admiral Bradley, and then he gives his marching orders to whatever. The admiral saw that they were trying to reboard the ship and retake the drugs, authorized the second strike. Double tap, blew up the fucking boat, killed everybody on it. Good. That's war. Okay? So the fucking left went bananas over this. Oh my God, they're accusing everybody of war crimes. Pete Hegseth, Admiral Bradley, Donald Trump. These are fucking narco drug runners. Why the fuck does anybody give a shit if we fucking killed them? Okay? I mean, Obama and Biden, when they authorized drone strikes, they killed fucking civilians. Nobody said nothing. Trump authorizes the Secretary of War to use any means necessary to stop the drug, stop drugs and fentanyl from coming into the country, and the libs have a fucking problem with it. They want to scream war crimes. They want to say that this is illegal. Who gives a shit? They're fucking criminals. They're fucking drug runners. Who cares what happens to them? Now, it wasn't an illegal procedure. It was properly authorized. The admiral was correct. This was all straightened out on fucking Capitol Hill in a few days, but the press went fucking crazy. The left, these senators and these Democrats that never, even ones that were in the fucking military, are all saying, oh, this was unauthorized. Let me say it again. These are fucking Venezuelan drug runners who would think nothing of cutting you from neck to fucking nuts if it came down to it. So the military double tapped their boat full of fucking cocaine that they were trying to still salvage and bring into the country, and that's a fucking problem? Seriously. Oh, and by the way, because of Trump's procedures lately, drug trafficking over the ocean smuggling of drugs is down 91%. See, that's how you get criminals' attention. You show force. You start sinking boats and killing fucking drug runners. Eventually, they're gonna fucking stop. They're not gonna use that method anymore. The Coast Guard arresting them didn't do shit, because they would get extradited back to their country, and they would get released, and they would be running drugs again. So why fucking go through the whole expense, the whole charade? Just fucking eliminate the problem right then and there. So, here you go, boys in Washington. Azalud. Anyway, while we're in Washington, let's talk about Michael and Susan Dell. The owners of Dell Computers donated $6.25 billion to the Trump accounts to fund the investment accounts. The Trump accounts are investment accounts. And this was a provision in the big, beautiful bill. And they're really supposed to start investment accounts for children when they're born. So he's funding, with the $6.2 billion, they're funding about $25 million in American kids, I guess, born starting from the next year. So I guess you apply to the government. They set up one of these Trump accounts. I guess they seed it with like $1,000. You could add to it, and that money gets invested, and it gets compounded, and it grows interest, and it grows, and it grows, and it grows, and the kid has access to it at 18 years old. And they could use it to go to school, they could use it to start a business, whatever they want to do. Now, I don't know the full ramifications or provisions of this particular part of the bill. I would think it has to have some kind, I mean, if it were me personally, there'd only be certain demographics that this would be allowed to, but I'll digress, because others will just waste it, you know. However, this is a wonderful thing. I mean, because by the time that kid is 18, if that money's proper, you know, if you add it to it and stuff, and it'll be invested correctly, it could be worth a substantial amount of money. You could buy a piece of real estate with it. You could, you know, but there should be stipulations on what it can be used for. Because, you know, certain demographics, and they hit 18, will get access to that money and go out and buy a fucking Mercedes. You know what I mean? That's not what it's for. Okay, so I think this is a great thing. I think it has to be watched and monitored, and I think there has to be some stipulations on it. But in any case, the Dells, this is to encourage philanthropy. So they were the first ones to be philanthropic and donate almost $7 billion. Now, that's not the story here, oddly enough. So when this was on the news, I'm looking and I see Susan and Michael Dell, and I came to the realization that Susan Dell is absolutely horrifying to look at. Holy mother of Christ. This is one of those times you could condone a guy having a side piece. Like, look at this woman. Oh, and that's her with makeup on. Can you imagine in the morning, you roll over, you wake up, and this unmakeup face is looking at you? Holy fucking Halloween, it's like a goddamn jack-o'-lantern. I'd have to wear rubber pants, because I would absolutely shit myself first thing in the morning, every morning. Horrifying. Holy Christ. All right, next stop, Virginia. So this story just fucking delights me. Okay, so a raccoon breaks into a fucking liquor store, drinks a few bottles of good whiskey. I mean, like, he demolished the fucking liquor store, right? And they found it passed out, face down in the bathroom. I mean, I can't say that this has never happened to me before. At least, the face passed out, face down in the bathroom part. Hey, man, I'm gonna go get me some alcohol and get drunk. Look at me, I'm shit-faced. Like, these little fucking raccoons, these goddamn, hillbillies, fucking coons. You can't, Jesus Christ. But I mean, that's fucking hilarious. Just lay it out. All right, next stop, Minnesota. So Somalian refugees, it was proven that they stole billions of dollars in taxpayer money. So these are Somalian refugees, migrants. They're all here illegally. And there was this big fraudulent thing that was going on in Minnesota that up until right now, nobody seemed to be aware of. Through various nonprofit organizations and social service organizations, within the state of Minnesota, these people were able to gain or falsely gain billions of dollars in benefits and cash and money and what have you. Meanwhile, they're here illegally, and and Waltz knew it. Governor Waltz knew. Either he knew it and he was complicit about it, or he didn't know and he's really that fucking stupid. Either way, they should impeach him. Okay? So they stole all this fucking money. Now there's a big federal investigation. How you gonna? But the reason why state officials never said anything or never did anything is because all the Democrats in that state would get kickbacks from these Somalians because they're basically cartels. They're gangs. I mean, Minnesota let them all in, and Minnesota now is an absolute shithole. Somalia is a fucking war-torn third world piece of shit country, and then they come here and they want to do the same fucking thing. They're animals. Okay? Even Trump called them all garbage. Yeah, he's like, they're all garbage. And, of course, he was called a xenophobe and a racist. Anybody who calls out this blatant fraud is, they're playing the race card. It ain't working this time around. Okay? It has nothing to do with being racist. That's their culture. They cultivate that culture. Okay? And these Democrats are complicit because they're getting paid off. So you contribute to their campaigns, you pay them off, they stay in power, they leave you alone, you can rob some more. Everybody's stealing. These nonprofits are stealing, the state governments are stealing. It's all one big criminal organization, and that's why they're getting cracked down on. Now, I'm not saying that every social service or nonprofit organization is bad. I would like to think that there are some that are legit. But I've seen a few things over the years that make me, question the motivations. So this is one of those instances where you can go, I'm not surprised. So there you go. All right, last stop, New Zealand. So, I don't know what's going on. And a fucking baby seal wanders into a bar. These animals are just looking to get fucking lit up. All right? What the fuck is going on? Could you imagine? You're sitting in a bar one night, you're having a few, you're a little knocked out, and all of a sudden a fucking seal comes wandering in. That's when you drive yourself over to the Betty Ford clinic. I'm seeing things. You turn around, you fall over a goddamn seal. Unbelievable. All right, kids, your sports update. So, NFL. Oh, the Giants. The Giants. So, Monday Night Football last week. I told you I really wasn't looking forward to it. I watched the game, and I instantly regretted it. I think it was like 32-15 or 33-15. It was a fucking blowout. And the Giants were just abysmal. Their kicker missed a field goal. Actually, didn't even count as a missed field goal because his foot never kicked the ball. He goes to kick the ball and he plants his fucking foot into the grass. He kicked a chunk of fucking turf instead of the... I thought I was watching a Charlie Brown cartoon. How the fuck does that even happen? Okay? This team should just sit down and give up. For the rest of the season, we got 4 games left. Just stop right here. And then you got fucking Dart. He comes out of concussion protocol. He's the starting quarterback for Monday night. And what does he do? He's running head first into people. Like, what the fuck? This kid wants scrambled eggs. I give up. I don't know who's... you might as well let fucking a retard coach this goddamn team. They can't do any worse. Anyway, Giants have a bye week, so spares me some fucking agita. Jets and Dolphins Sunday at 1, Bills and Bengals Sunday at 1, and Saints and Bucks Sunday at 1 o'clock. So all your misery could end before 4 o'clock. That's nice. NHL, Rangers and Avalanche Saturday at 12:30, and Islanders and Lightning Saturday at 7 o'clock. NBA, Knicks and Jazz tonight at 7:30. Nets and Pelicans Saturday at 5 o'clock, and Bulls and Pacers tonight at 8 o'clock. On Tommy's Pub and Grub Review. Sad fucking story I heard yesterday. A&A Deli and Bet Page. The owners were found stabbed to death early in the morning. Turns out the son stabbed them. I don't know, this kid went fucking crazy. Stabs both of his parents. And then casually walks outside and sees some guy goes, "Oh, I'm going to the gym, but I just stabbed my parents. I'm going to the gym," like something like that. And then calls the cops and lets them know. Bizarre. They're still investigating it. A&A Italian Deli is, it's in Bethpage. It's right on Hicksville Road. It used to be, and I might be wrong about this, but I don't think I am. It used to be the old Mario's Bakery back in the day, which was a really good bakery back then. All right, kids, on What the Fuck Is That? We're going to talk about Guido on a Ledge. Take a look at this fucking thing. So this was it's a Christmas decoration that looks like me. Like, look at it. It looks like me. Like, I dress like that. Black wife beater, basketball shorts. It's got the watch on, the ring, the whole fucking 9 yards. I saw this on the news the other day. I couldn't stop laughing. Apparently, some woman in Staten Island makes these. Oh, big surprise. Comes from Staten Island. I gotta see how I can get my hands on one. I gotta have one of these. I mean, it's like the elf on the shelf. The only difference is he won't rat because he's Italian. So you have to kick some of your Christmas gifts up to him. You gotta give him a little taste, right? So, like I said, I gotta get one of these. It looks like me. I'm like, holy shit. All right, kids, your PSA. People who are thankful and positive for no fucking reason. You ever come across one of these people? Like, they're overly positive. They're thankful for this and they're thankful for that. Shut the fuck up. Holy shit. There's a fine line between that and delirium. Okay? What are you positive about? If you're walking through life positive about nothing, you need to be medicated. There's something fucking wrong with you. The world is a shit sandwich. Nothing for you to be overly positive about. People like that usually are suffering from some kind of fucking mental illness. These are the same people that try to become like life coaches and business coaches. Meanwhile, they can't get out of their own fucking way. They're always trying new positive things because they don't know how to fucking cope with life. So they put on this mask, this veil, this like phony positive bullshit, and they aggravate everybody around them with it. It's fucking irritating. You want to throat punch them. Until you get a couple of cocktails in them, and all of a sudden they're a fucking disaster. Okay? Just unbelievable. Anyway, stay COVID-less, kids. No mask, don't ask. Haters can kiss my ass, and remember, who loves you, babe? That's been your Friday wrap-up, and I'll see you when I see you.